Is it streaming online? Like, just give it some error. One time, there was a big party which was organized in the heavenly planets. And all the devatas, the Devi, the devatas, the demigods, they were all invited for it. And all the Rakshasas were also invited for it. Because if you see the hierarchy of the planetary systems, the planet of the Rakshasas is very near the Swargaloka. That's why they have almost equivalent powers. And that's why we see in the Puranas, there are a lot of descriptions of fights between the demigods and the Rakshasas. Because these personalities were not humans, they were having higher powers. It's a different species. So both of them are invited. So this was, and from the very setting, it was very clear that it is going to be a phenomenal event. In India-Pakistan matches there, it's a phenomenal event. The same way, in the same party, the demigods, the demons, the Rakshasas, both are invited. It is understood that it is going to be a phenomenal event. It was an unbelievable mega party. It was such a grand feast that everyone was so excited about it. So grand feast from the standard of Swarga. From our standard, no need to imagine. So, hundreds of prasadam items were there. Line the arms. So they all had the invitation pass. They showed their VIP pass. Okay, and they were eager to go in. And in party, generally the eagerness is to taste the prasad, the feast. So the feast, hundreds of items all around. Anywhere you look around, there's prasadam items all around. So everyone was very eager, and everyone was very eager to partake of the feast. Everyone very eager to partake of the feast. So while they were showing their pass and they were getting entry, so generally there is welcome ceremony. Sometimes you see in marriages and all that they do welcome. They will sprinkle some rose water on you. Sometimes they offer some incense, scents. So you can smell it. Sometimes they'll offer a flower also, like that. So all those hospitality was very nicely arranged. And then they were offered something which was something new for them. They said, no, here there are certain criteria which has to be fulfilled. And full enjoyment based on certain criteria. Unlimited prasad, unlimited serving, based on certain criteria. So what was the criteria? So as they were welcomed, the last thing, before they got the plate of prasad, so their hands were tied to a big log of wood, or two big logs of wood were tied, both of their hands. So Lord Jagannath style. Lord Jagannath style. So their the hands were the log of wood was tied to their hands. So they said, okay, no problem. Something extra, no problem. And they took the plate and they went on. And then there were a lot of southern items being served to them. So they went on to their favorite counters and got their southern items. Now they thought, okay, you will eat. So when they started eating, when they started to come to the physical action of eating or honoring prasad, then they realized that what does this mean? This means that you can see prasad, you can hold it, the texture is very good, you can smell it, it is irresistible, but you cannot eat it because the hand doesn't go. So I cannot eat it. Now this is a big problem. So this was a JE level problem for all of them to solve. And so it was that who will win the. So now this was a duet. One said that okay, who can crack this problem? And the demons thought, okay, so what? We'll somehow make it happen. Somehow make it happen. So every demon was thinking, still. So the log was very solid. Heavenly log of wood, very solid. They were not able to break it. So demons thought, let me try out different trajectories, different ways by which somehow or the other. So each one of them started, understanding, evaluating what to do. This is prasad and this is my mouth. The distance is less, but there are constraints. What to do? So each one of them started thinking of various algorithms. In what trajectory? To throw the prasada so that it lands into their mouths. Somebody was planning a parabolic trajectory, somebody was planning a hyperbolic trajectory, and so they were planning different trajectory in different ways, in different mudras, and they were all throwing the prasad up and trying to put it. So sometimes it would land in the mouth, sometimes it would land here, sometimes it would land here, and everything was being live transmitted, on the Doordarshan channel of Swarga. So it was a very, it was having a very good TRP, by the way. So all the demons, within no time, they landed up making a caricature of themselves. So none of them was able to relish prasad. But what about the demigods? The demigods also faced the same problem. Their hands were also tied, and they were also understanding that prasad is very near, but they are not able to take it. So some of the demigods realized, okay, I cannot take prasad, so that's why I cannot serve Krishna, but I can chant Hare Krishna. So they started chanting Hare Krishna. They started chanting Hare Krishna, and they're looking at other Vaishnavas, and they were saying, oh, other Vaishnavas are also not able to take it. The demigods started thinking that, oh, I am not able to take prasad. No problem. I can chant Hare Krishna and be happy. But here is another Vaishnava in front of me. My restriction is to move towards myself. My hand restriction, there is no restriction to move to the other person. So immediately, they started chanting Hare Krishna. This idea came to their mind. And the demigod, they started, one of them started telling, my dear Prabhu, I can feed you prasad. Please take Hare Krishna. Started feeding him prasad. And the other devotee, demigod, he was getting prasad. He was feeling so touched. He said, okay, Prabhu, my plate I'll serve you. So immediately all the devatas, they found pairs. They were feeding each other. Unlimited prasad, unlimited enjoyments. And the demons, they were watching. And as they were watching, they were watching with such envious eyes, their mouth wide open, but nothing was coming. You see sometimes the railway station when you are taking say a pizza or something, and some beggar is watching. As if they are allowed and along with the pizza, they will eat, of course. Like that. So like that, the demons are watching. Uh, but owing to their traits, they cannot follow the footsteps of the demigods. How can they? You know? So in this way, this party, the demigods had a great grand feast, and the demons they kept starving and watching. In the same way, in life, those who are devotees eventually have a great grand feast. In life, there are different restrictions which may come forth, different obstacles which may come forth. But if one has turned one's heart to install the divine qualities, to install faith and Sharanagati to the Supreme Lord, then eventually such a devotee enjoys great grand feast. Whereas people who are demoniac, ultimately they keep starving and suffering in agony and pain. Who is a devotee and who is a demon? Or who is a demigod and who is a demon? Srila Prabhupada explains that in purpose to Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada says those who have faith in the scriptures, in the Shastras, the devotees, the demigods. And those who choose not to put faith in the Shastras are demoniac. Faith is a choice. To do anything, we have to put faith. Like say, for example, when all of you were being proposed that there is going to be some sort of STW in IIT Kharagpur, without any examination, we are all admitted because you are chanting Hare Krishna. No examination, no mini JEE, nothing. You're directly admitted. Did it appear fantastical to some of you? Too fantastical to be true? Did any of you had a doubt? होगा कि नहीं? बोल तो रहे हैं लेकिन पता नहीं है हरे कृष्णा से आईटी का डाउट पता है कैसे? So, so I don't know if some of you had a doubt or not. Generally, it doesn't happen. Does it happen? It doesn't happen generally. Generally, it doesn't happen. So all of you came here on faith. Is it not? It's a faith. Sometimes, so faith is a matter of choice. And you put faith, and you are coming and seeing here, oh, it's happening. So then we can get the practical experience. Same way, devotional service, we have to commit to do anything. You have to put faith. Faith means the choice or the commitment to make the experiments. The experiment as per the directions of the Shastras, that is divine. And rejecting the directions of Shastras, that is demonic. So therefore, the Shastras appeal that for the Shastras make an appeal that for the best experience of life, it is better to be on the side of the divine. So many places in the Shastras, this aspect is very beautifully highlighted. Rather, we will see in every pastime of the Lord, with the devotees of the Lord, we will always see two kinds of characters. One is devotees who are dedicated to Lord. One is demoniac characters. So that the Shastras is the best teacher because the best teaching is learning by contrast. Like in Mahabharata, you can see that the Pandavas, the Kauravas, and you can learn by contrast. Divine, demoniac. So, in Narsimha Lila, there is Prahlad Maharaj and there is Hiranyakashipu. Divine, demoniac. We can learn. We can. So learning by contrast in that way. So one of the very beautiful sections where the divine and demoniac nature are very powerfully highlighted, and numerous wonderful lessons which we can learn from this particular episode is the Samudra Manthan Lila. The Samudra Manthan Lila. I believe it comes to the eighth canto of the Samudra Manthan Lila. So the entire pastime starts with Maharaj Indra disrespecting or offending. I believe it was Durvasmani. Uh, Durvasmani had come to the heavenly planets, and he was pleased with Indra's hospitality. So he offered him his garland, the garland he was wearing. That is prasad. That is so the devotees wear prasad of the Lord, and then great souls are there. So that becomes Mahaprasad. It becomes it is like a blessing. So that was given to Maharaj Indra. Now Maharaj Indra, uh, so here Maharaj Indra was a bit neglectful. He didn't consider it valuable. He didn't respect that. So he thought, okay, garland, he has got. So he passed on the garland. Next to him was Airavat, his elephant. So he gave the garland to the elephant. Elephants are elephant. Even if it is a healthy elephant, it's still elephant. No? So uh, elephants will always remain elephants. So elephants, so Airavata started playing with that. You know? So he started throwing it up, catching it in strung and playing with that. And then slowly started kicking it like a football here, there, everywhere. So, and the sage did notice all this. So, so because of this offense, it aroused uh, the anger of the sage. Because of that, the demigods, their powers got dispersed up. Just like in a container, if there is a hole, all the water collecting in it will go away. So because of the disrespect or offense, there is holes and all the water got away. So here, and at that time, the king of the demons or the leader of the demons was Bali Maharaj, who was a great devotee of the Lord, Mahabhagavad devotee of the Lord, but the leader of the demons. Because a pure devotee can so so sometimes this is Krishna's transcendental arrangement. Among the demons, Krishna sent a pure devotee. You know? Just like here, they are all demons. Hiranyakashipu was planning to strengthen the demoniac battalion, and they were waiting for the prince region to come and lead all of them. Krishna, by his transcendental arrangement, he planted a Mahabhagavad there. Huh? Okay, you also get mercy. This is Krishna's mercy. Actually. Same way Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj is the grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. So Bali Maharaj, the meantime, he was very respectful to the Brahmanas. And because he was so respectful and subservient and serving the Brahmanas, the demons had got a lot of powers. And therefore, when Bali Maharaj attacked the Swarga, the demigods could not face it. They lost. So, so when they lost, naturally they went running to Brahmaji. And Brahmaji took all of them. Took all of them to Lord Vishnu. Now the beautiful pastime which comes is Lord Vishnu. The Lord Vishnu is telling all the demigods. Lord Vishnu is very pleased. Brahmaji is prayer. Lord Vishnu comes. Lord Vishnu is telling the demigods. Lord Vishnu is telling that all demigods hear very attentively. He said, I want all of you to make a truce with the demons. Make a truce with the demons. Make friendship with the demons. Come together for a mission. The demigods are wondering. Coming together for a mission. India, Pakistan coming together for a mission. Very difficult. Very unheard of. Very difficult, isn't that? He said, the Lord said, no, you come truce to the mission. The mission is the churning of the milk ocean. Let the milk ocean be churned. He said, both of you take both sides and let there be a tug of war. With Mandara as a churning rod, the Mandara mountain as a churning rod, and Vasuki, the, uh, the snake, as the rope. The Lord said, so you'll be on one side, the demons will be on the other side. From this churning, many, many things will come up. The Lord said, many, many things will come up from this churning. And the Lord said, you be focused on churning. The Lord said, there will be churning, there will be endeavor, there will be hard work, there will be struggle. A lot of ups and downs will come. Yeah? Don't step back. The Lord said, go on churning. Even if it is burning, go on churning, no turning. You know? The Lord said, then slowly, lot of things will come. The Lord said, I will allow different things coming to different people. You know? Just accept. Eventually, nectar will come. Amrita will come. All of you take Amrit, then you'll become powerful. You'll regain back your powers. So you have to follow the instructions here. The Lord said, be extremely humble. God said, mind it, be extremely humble. Come what may, be extremely humble. Don't bring in your egos, it will spoil the whole thing. The second thing the Lord said, don't be greedy. Whatever comes up, leave it to me. If it is good for you, I'll give it to you. If I don't give it to you, keep churning. That's what the Lord said. So he said, eventually auspiciousness will come upon you. If you remain on the path of following these instructions, eventually auspiciousness will come upon you. So the demigods and the demons, so the demigods, they agreed to what Lord Vishnu was telling. Why? Because they're demigods. Demigods by definition mean those who have faith in the Lord's words, who want to follow the Lord's words. So they agreed. Immediately they agreed. And then this proposal was given to the demons. And they'll be churning, a lot of things will come out. And they'll be allocated. Eventually Amrit will also come out. The demons also got excited. Said, okay, no problem. Amrit आएगा ना? No problem. So compromise करना है, cooperate करना है, अमृत आएगा, no problem. So they thought, okay, no problem. Said एक बार अमृत आने दो, फिर अपना कैलिबर दिखाए. Who we are, we will show when the अमृत comes. ना? तब तक क्या है? मुसीबत में जरूरत में कबीर को भी बाप बनाना पड़ता है. Like that they agreed. So like that they agreed. So now with the Lord's blessings, the journey started. Yeah? Journey started. Yeah. So we'll, as we flow through the pastime, we will learn 7 lessons from this pastime going ahead. So as the journey started, it was time to start the journey. So now everything is scheduled. Now the scheduled day and Muhurat thing has to start. So the demons and the demigods, mind it, are very powerful people. So the general calculation between human beings and demigods is that that there is a relativity difference of a factor of 10,000. That means the weakest demigod will be having 10,000 times the power of the strongest human being. This is the band gap, minimum band gap is 10,000 times. So at least that much is the factor. So now these are powerful personalities. So there is a big question on that the spot everybody gathered. They have to bring the mountain as a churning rod. So the demigods and the demons, all of them pulled up their cuffs and they said, "Okay, we'll do it. Today is the day when we will become the man of the match." You know, Amrit will catch and become the man of the match. Is it not? So that was so each one of them were very much intensely looking for it. And they saw the mandra and they started and they lifted up the mandra. The very powerful personalities lifted up the mandra. The mandara is not like Mount Everest. That is also heavenly. So Mandara is also heavenly mountain. You know, Mount Everest is small. So Earth is small. Mandara is a big mountain. Huge mountain. And they lifted it up. Successfully lifted it up. And they were supposed to carry it to the place of the experiment. You can lift the apparatus, you have to carry it to the experimentation spot. Now then lift it to the experiment. Now they lifted it up, but it was not a weightlifting championship. It was not a weightlifting, okay, 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, and you are the gold medalist. You know? So they were good at weightlifting, but now you have to carry. So, so with along with the mandara, they had to do a marathon to the ocean, you know, to the ocean. So they started walking and they started carrying it, all the demons and the demigods. But as they were carrying it, the mandara's weight was more and more getting felt and realized by all of them. I mean, if you have to carry a brick, even a brick for a long time, and that brick appears like Everest. You have experienced sometimes? Suppose we give you a brick and make you stand for 3 hours. No? Very difficult, no? Yeah, no? So that weight will be too much. The same way, but this was not a brick, this was a mandara. So they took a few steps, the weight was so intense. And mandara was started overwhelming them. The weight of the mandara started crushing them. Started getting crushed. They started getting crushed. They were not able to uphold it. So what to do? All of them are stuck up. No, this is not a cricket ball. You can throw it. No, no? Okay, nahi karna. I boycott. No, this is not a cricket ball. You can throw it. Oh, there's a mountain on your head. No, no. You cannot give up lifting it. You cannot throw it off. What to do? What to do? So there's a deadlock situation. And Mandara was piercing them slowly, slowly, slowly. Within no time, it was happening. So the Mandara had not gone a long distance ahead. And its weight was so overwhelming, they were no longer able to handle it. They got crushed and pulverized within Mandara. Some of their hands, heads got completely crushed. At this point of time, the demigods, all of them immediately started chanting Krishna's names. They started calling out to Lord Vishnu. And Lord Vishnu saw. So Lord Vishnu saw, they are not able to handle it. So then Lord Vishnu did So immediately Lord Vishnu came to that place on his the Lord Celestial Divine Garudvana, Garudaji brought Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu was seeing with very merciful eyes. And so Lord Vishnu immediately picked up the mandara. Yeah? He picked up the mandara and placed it on the Garudi. Immediately, effortlessly, Lord picked up the mandara. I said, okay, it's not your cup of prasadam milk, I'll pick it up. So the Lord picked it up, placed it on Garudi's head effortlessly. And then by this time, all the demigods and the demons, many of them, they have become chutney, completely lumped, like that. Then the Lord glanced over them very mercifully. And the Lord glanced over them. Immediately they got revived. Yeah? They came back to life. All the limbs which were distorted or crushed, they became okay. As if nothing had ever happened. And as if they came back, they were all feeling rejuvenated energy like that. In this way, so in this way, the Supreme Lord immediately brought the Mandara mountain on the ocean. So now the rod had come, and Vasuki was brought. Vasuki, the snake, was brought. So Vasuki became the rope, circling the mountain. And so now they thought, okay, the apparatus is there. Let us switch on the power supply now. Let the experiment start. So they played the conch shell. They said, okay, let's go into the experimental ground. The experimental ground apparatus is ready. So as soon as they jumped into the ocean, to start the tug of war, start the manthan, the journey, immediately there was a big problem. What was the problem? The rod was not a stable rod. The mandara is a mountain. Law of gravity, although it's a milk ocean, but still the law of gravity. So the mountain was going inside the ocean. This was a big problem. If there is a vertical steadiness, then something will happen. Then rotatory motion will happen. So they are trying to rotate the Vasuki, but the mountain is going down. So big problem, and all of them have to jump in, and anyways, the mountain was beyond their capacity to handle. So they were trying, it was not working out. And again, the demigods immediately start calling and chanting the names Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu was right there only, because Lord Vishnu understood that. Lord Vishnu understood how much or what is their capacity. Lord Vishnu was there. At time, Lord Vishnu took so Lord Vishnu came. So the Lord Vishnu came in the form of very beautiful incarnation. This is Kurma with the transcendental Lord. Shining, glistening, smooth back. The mandala was placed the Lord's back. And it was very smooth, no friction. It's the Lord's back, very smooth. So everybody became very happy. Wonderful, wonderful. The demigods were offering obeisances and offering prayers, and the demons were jumping up and down. And now we'll start the experiment. So okay. So now everything all right. They started the experiment. They started churning. But immediately again there was a big problem. Now what was the problem? Now the vertical stability happened. But when there is rotatory torques, then there is centrifugal, many things are there. Many forces they teach in physics like that. Is there not centripetal, centrifugal, all those kinds of. So which means there was vertical stability, but horizontal stability not there, and the Lord's back very smooth. So the mountain was slipping off. in simple terms. Non-physical terms or non-physics terms, mountain was slipping off. And everybody tried to hold the mountain, they were not able to hold. What to do? So again, the Lord took another incarnation. This is a very beautiful and rare incarnation. The Lord gave a very transcendental incarnation. The Lord came in the form of a very transcendental Vishnu avatar. He was having uh, uh, he came in the form of a very transcendental Vishnu avatar. He was having uh, the Lord was having hundreds of hands, and the Lord strategically placed it at different points into the three-dimensional arena, like that. So when the mountain was slipping here and there, the Lord was slapping it off. The Lord was having a nice play, like that. The Lord was having a nice play, like that. And it is also explained in Bhagavatam when the churning was happening. Then the Lord was enjoying it. Because for the Lord, that mountain, rotating around was like somebody scratching the Lord's back. So Lord Kurmadev was enjoying it. So in this way, the Supreme Lord has a very transcendental way of engaging everyone in his service. And that was purifying everyone. So the Lord had engaged the demigods because the demigods had faith in Krishna. They wanted to serve Krishna. The Lord engaged demons also in his service. How? Because the demons were greedy and lusty. So the Lord engaged their greed and lust in his service to purify them. And the Lord engaged Vasuki. No? Because Vasuki was very much interested in sleeping. So the Lord said, okay, keep sleeping. Don't wake up. Keep sleeping and you will be used in good service. So Vasuki was getting a free massage, full body massage. Solid, strong, hard dose of massage. These are not spa hands. These are the demigods and the demons' hands. Very, very powerful, like iron. He was getting iron strong massage. And no problem because snakes don't have spines, so no spine will break. Like that. So in this way, finally the journey started. Finally, the journey started. So here comes the first lesson which we learn in Manthan, and that is to march forward. Now, if you see this part of the episode, by the way, the Manthan, the churning of the milk ocean, whose idea it was? Lord Vishnu. Who brought the mountain? Who created vertical stability? Who created horizontal stability? Who made the rotational motion happen? Who are in the rod? The rope. Is it that? So what did the demons and the demigods do? Yeah. Did they practically do anything? So if you see, this is an exact picture of our day-to-day lives also. Everything we see is brought about by the Supreme Lord. Everything is brought about by the Supreme Lord. How our bodies are functioning, we don't know. How we get interest in a particular subject, is there any algorithm? Is there any explanation of that? We don't know. Even if one has studied very nicely the examination problem, when one sees the problem, whether one will get the idea how to use what one has learned or not, is there a guarantee? Is there a guarantee? Sometimes people are giving the exam, they don't get idea. Once the invigilator takes off the paper, then he says, all right. 2000 रैंक जेई का ही गया एक प्रॉब्लम कैसे सॉल्व करना है. Sometimes you scratching the head, I realize The paper is gone immediately आ गया, and then we understand the shell sure race full marks मिल जाता 20 on 20, from rank 4000 to rank 400 हो जाता नहीं पर like that. But so even if one is prepared thorough, still whether one will be able to remember it or not, sometimes people memorize. Memorize, and then you see, to just dump it off on the, write it out or vomit it out on the examination sheet, like that. And one sees the same question has come very exciting, 15 marks question. One starts writing, and all of a sudden in between one gets stuck up. You have this experience? I remember sometimes we were doing this PhD, there was this course on quantum optics. The professor used to bring such tough problems. Nobody other than the professor was able to solve it. And that also because the professor was having the solution copy with it. Hardcore electrodynamics, quantum electrodynamics and whatnot problems like that. And but he was merciful enough, whatever problems he would do in the class, same he would repeat. So we had no option then to memorize. What to do? Although it was hardcore physics, or I physics, but so the problem so everything is being credited. Krishna gives the credit to God. That's what Lord Krishna was explaining earlier. Arjuna said, I will fight. With the Niti Shastra said this and all that. Yeah. Lord Krishna was explaining. Now you see, my dear Arjuna, I have already arranged everything. Don't think I am dependent on you. I have already arranged everything. And these personalities whom you are seeing, I have already killed all of them. In just a due course of time, you will see that manifest also. So the whole machinery, the whole arrangement I have already done. Now I'm giving you an opportunity to get purified by being engaged in service. All you have to do is move your hands and legs. That's all. Everything else, I have already made it happen. And if you don't do it, anyways it will happen. But you will lose share of the credit and the glory. And then your life will be the same miserable story. No glory. So better follow. And that's what the Lord has told the demigods also here. And the demigods and the demons also here. So therefore, there is a great lesson for us that Krishna's mercy is a reality, provided we take the initiative to march forward. So the Lord has arranged everything for all of us. We just have to take the step forward. We just have to take the step forward. We see many times our devotees have this experience in book distribution, Bhagavad Gita. Sometimes they had prepared very hard. And they're very enthusiastically canvassing, okay, please take Bhagavad Gita, your life will change. People are not taking. So sometimes, so there are times when one is trying very hard, people may be listening for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but still not take a small book also. Whereas sometimes the Lord will arrange that somebody will come and then you start telling them that Bhagavad Gita is very nice and it has 700. He says, nahi, theek hai, 5 copy de do. Sunna nahi, de do. So how is it happening? This is only arranging. All what we have to do, move our hands and legs. And okay, I am there for Krishna's mission. Like that. In preaching also it is like that. I remember I was a student in KGP, so I was given so I was not there in the enrollment time, but when the Discover Yourself session, so Journey of Self Discovery session started, the first session, that time I was there. So I was given a list that these room number boys are interested. So I went to one particular room. Now in a room, generally 2-3 students stay, like that. So I went to a particular room. The student whose name was mentioned in the list was not there. So The student whose name was mentioned was not there, and he never turned up. He had taken the books, he had enrolled, he never turned up. So by mistake, actually, I thought that the student whose name is written is the person who I'm seeing. This person, no, he was trying to say that, okay, you have a course and all, but I have not very conclusively thought about it. I said, you think later, you first come. So he ended up becoming a devotee. So he was not canvassed. He ended up becoming a devotee. And that who was canvassed, he ended up being a non-devotee. So Krishna is everything. We just have to play our part. One time there was a very lazy farmer and he was crying, oh, so much hard work I have to do. What is this? God has made so much sweat and toil and boil and turmoil. And Akashvani started happening. And the Lord started asking you nonsense. You are saying so much hard work, everything you have to do. What is this arrangement and all that? Who has created the earth? You start seeing the earth. Lord, you already did it. Who has created the sun? Who is providing all the minerals? Are you adding by your injections? You only are doing it. Lord said, who is creating the seed? The seed, you only have done it. And who is causing the seed to germinate? Lord, you only are doing it. And the Lord said, okay, if everything I am only doing, what are you doing? Simply crying and criticizing. So therefore, we see that in bhakti, and therefore, taking initiatives is a very important priority. So especially in bhakti, we will see that all we have to do is take a step forward. And unbelievable mercy is available for us. Like say, for example, now you will see, now all of you are here in the BTWSW Utkarsha package of, for some of you it may be 21 days and for some of you it is 1 month. Some of you it is 14 days. So in this package, now because all of you have taken the step and you have made yourself available, then you will see by the end you pass out of this, or you are going back, you will see such a phenomenal change in yourselves. In your level of practice and experience. Level of practice and experience. Shri Jagannath, Baldev, Samudra Maharaj, Sudarshan Maharaj, Shri Prabhupada. So wherein in the first year, even after great struggle, the practice would be, the practice of Krishna consciousness would be still quite spiky, up, down, up, down, up, down. And you will see that just by being, this 1 month, like that, so much mercy and so much strength the Lord gives, a practice can become very smooth, Every day one can attend morning program, and that momentum we keep going lifelong, we can do that. So Krishna's mercy, all we have to do is take the step, take the initiative, take the step forward towards Krishna. So because the demigods and agreed to follow the instructions of the Lord arranged everything for them. And in this way, the journey started. Now the demigods were on the head side and of the snake. Head tail was here also. So head tail just doesn't happen in brigade. It happened here. So they were on the head side. And the demons were on the tail side. Now the churning was going on. The churning, both sides very enthusiastic, all of them very enthusiastic, and they were churning. And they had great expectations, Amrita will come. All of a sudden, one demon immediately said, stop, stop, stop. And other demons started asking, hey, kya ho gaya? What happened? What happened? Some of them took out their swords, is there some enemy? What happened? And he said, there is a great cheating which has happened here. All the demons immediately became very alarmed. Hey, cheating? What is the cheating which has happened? Who is the foe? Let's kill the foe. Everybody started shouting. And this demon, he said, by trickery, we are put on the tail side. We are put on the tail side. We are tail enders. Everybody starts saying, hey, you never thought about it. Eureka. They thought tail side, our our prestige. We cannot tolerate this. Boycott. Said inkalab. Hobe na, chalbe na. Inkalab. Zindabad. Like that, they started doing narebazi, So, so the demigods, they knew what to do. They looked at Lord Vishnu, Lord Vishnu smiled. Lord Vishnu just very lovingly glanced at the demigods. Immediately all the demigods, they started walking towards the tail side. And the demons, they were raising their mustache. Yeah. See, who is the hero, And they were standing in great style, And you see, we are the heroes, We made it happen, Now we are going to the head side. They were marching as if, they are going to collect the Olympic medal, Marching towards the head side of the elephant like that. Sorry, the snake like that. So now the demons came to the head side, and the demigods went to the tail side, and the churning again started. So the churning, the demigods are very humble. Just by the glance of the Lord, they understood. They immediately gave up. They didn't say, "Oh Lord, why only we have to be humbled, embarrassed?" So, uh, but they humbly accepted. Now the churning was happening. The churning was going on and on and on. Nothing was coming out. So when the experiment, lot of motion is happening, lot of rotatory motion, linear motion, lot of commotion, lot of motion, nothing is coming out. What happens? The entropy increases. So there was a lot of heat in the atmosphere. Lot of heat in the environment. होता है ना, गर्म हो जाता है ना, लैपटॉप भी कई बार गर्म हो जाता है ना. Hello, what to say of laptop? Sometimes I see you're doing online class in between, ये mobile भी गर्म हो जाता है. This will be 20 seconds where this is stopping up, it has got heated up. So this is the churning of the ocean, a lot of heat. So all the Vasuki was sleeping, but still because it was so much of, it was such a strong massage, Vasuki's body became very hot. And Vasuki's body became very hot. Vasuki was not able to tolerate it also. Vasuki himself, his body became very hot. And these people, they were just squeezing him up. Deadly massage, They wanted to squeeze him up to get a grip, like that. And Vasuki became so hot. From his mouth, fire started exuding. Fumes were coming out of Vasuki's mouth, Fire along with poison. Vasuki started emitting fire along with poison. And who's getting bathed in that? The demons. Isn't that? So the demons were getting bathed in that. And so they were getting, they were experiencing a nice furnace effect. Their skins were getting tanned, Many times people go to beaches in the west, to get their skin tanned a little dark, So, and they were burning, experiencing poison and full scale fire, And Vasuki is also a heavenly snake, So, powerful fire. So the demons were excruciating pain, but still they cannot raise a single word voice, of retaliation. Why? Because they only chose to come on the head side. They only chose to come on the head side. Whereas the tail side was very cool. Isn't that? So that's why the tail side and the demigods are very cool. The tail side, no problem. So the churning was going on. The demons were burning and it was churning. So, but the demigods, it was a very dermicool feeling for them. Because they were on the tail side. So this takes us to the second lesson. What we learn from here is that we should always abide by the instructions of the Lord. So the divine people, they don't oppose the plan of the Lord. But one who opposes the plan of the Lord will suffer very miserably. in due course of time, or in no time. So the demons, they were suffering very miserably. Nowadays, modern day society is very expert in opposing the plan of the Lord. So what the Lord is, like say for example, we have these researches which are going on, to uh, to produce vegetables and fruits in every season, to increase the yield of the fruits and vegetables by artificial use of chemicals and fertilizers. So nowadays you can see in the market you can get a lush red apple, but when you eat it, there's no juice in it. It's cotton, like no juice in it. So this is modern biogenetic engineering, like that. No taste in it, no smell, no taste, like that. But when you see it, it's irresistible. It's lush red because of not this biogenetic engineering and all that. So one time in Japan, they did this ingenious research. They made watermelons which are square shaped. So they thought we'll put it in fridge. No, it's very difficult, like that. But then those who eat those watermelon, they got no, it was carcinogenic, cancer, So those who ate it got cancer, they drowned it and all that. So many times when we play around with nature, we have to cut a very sorry figure. Have to cut a very sorry figure. Similarly, uh, uh, similarly, there are these ghastly. So many of these researchers are going on a very ghastly. They do researches, okay, that how the cattle, the can give more milk, say for example, or the cattle can get more mass, they can be very plumpy and all that, so that they can sell the fat. Very ghastly kind of researches. They research on chicken, small chicken, hen chicken, chick, not chicken, but chick, you know, uh, the small baby hen, like that. And they want to feed certain chemicals and all, so that the more flesh and less feathers. But all this leads to disease. All this leads to disease and all that. So whenever man opposes the plan of the Lord, there are going to be ghastly effects. Uh, but not the mankind is very much fond of playing around with nature. They have organized slaughterhouses. But then these organized, so there was this Einstein's pain wave theory. They said that, okay, when animals are butchered and slaughtered, that day their cry, their shrieks, they get stored in the earth. And it leads to seismic, it leads to seismic evils. And those very places become epicenters of earthquakes. There is a theory like that. So whenever man plays around with nature, and one has to get a very sorry figure. Very sorry figure. COVID-2 was another example. Uh, COVID-2 was another example. Uh, we don't know whether some country did it, willfully or not. But even if we accept that, it has spread from zoonotic animals. But who is told to eat zoonotic animals? And all these very ghastly kind of zoonotic animals. So then they have these marketplaces of zoonotic animals. From there, the deadly viruses come in humans, and humans have no resistance for that. And therefore, so many diseases come. So whenever we play around with nature, we see that it leads to it leads to uh, so it leads to a lot of miseries. It leads to a lot of miseries. So and therefore one should not oppose the plan of the Lord. Better to accept the plan of the Lord than can bring about all around auspiciousness in our lives. All around auspiciousness. So now the journey was going on and on and on. So Lord Krishna was inspired to nothing was coming out. Nothing was coming out for a long time. Still nothing was coming out. The Lord was encouraging them by the Lord encouraged the demigods by increasing the Satoguna in them. That's how he was encouraged. So they were feeling more devotional. And out of service, they wanted to go on serving. The Lord encouraged the demons by increasing the Rajaguna in them. So they were like that. So you can just visualize, I can't even call that. And the Lord was encouraging Vasuki by increasing the mode of ignorance. Because Vasuki is needed, otherwise how the journey will happen. So this way, still nothing was coming up. Then the Lord himself, came down and came on the side of the demigod, just started participating in the journey. So this is how helpless and miserable we are. Like that, so this is how helpless and miserable we are. The Lord himself came. When the Lord came, things started to work out. So things started to work out. So the first thing which came, everybody thought, "Arey, aage Amrit, wow, let me catch it and grab it." But the first thing which came was not Amrit, it was halahal. Full on, condensed, highest grade of, poison. Halahal. And this halahal immediately started spreading all over the universe and started creating its poisonous effect. Everybody in the universe, including the demigods and the demons, started on the verge of death. The demigod is chanting Lord Vishnu's names. And Lord Vishnu beckoned Lord Shiva to come and take charge. And Lord Shiva came. So Lord Shiva, by his powers, he condensed all that halahal in his hands, his hands, and then Lord Shiva drank it. This very dangerous kind of poison. And Lord Shiva drank it. And Lord Shiva drank it, and that is why his throat became bluish. And that's why the Lord is also called the Lord Nilakant. You heard Lord Nilakant Mahadev Ji? Yeah. So that is why Lord Shiva is the topmost of the Vaishnava. Why? Because for the sake of service of the Lord, he is ready to drink poison. For the sake of preaching, he is ready and helping the humanity. And the mission of the Lord is ready to drink poison. Who is the best of the Vaishnavas? The Lord Chaitanya. But would glorify Lord Shiva. It's the topmost Vaishnava. So there is a great lesson here. So, because we see many times we see the process of devotional service or bhakti is also like a journey. And many times when journey takes place, immediately the nectar will not come. So many devotees have a feeling that after they start chanting Hare Krishna, some of them have a feeling that they start experiencing that they are so lusty, they are so greedy, they are so angry, they are so intolerant, and so on and so forth. They start experiencing that. People were पहले कभी zoom नहीं किया ना. So that is one part of it. You have to zoom on it, not to be able to observe it and like that. So, but Srila Prabhupada explains this. So Prabhupada says that okay, if there is a room and for ages and for years and years it is not clean. If you go inside it, you will feel all right. But if you take a broom and start cleaning, you will find that the dust is not settling only. Hours and hours and hours, like that. So Krishna is like taking a broom. So when we get to see or when we get exposed to see how much vices we have, one should not get discouraged. One should understand that cleaning is happening. Nothing to worry. Go on. Like that. So when we practice Krishna consciousness sincerely, then we will be able to actually see and get the vision of how big are the mountains of the anarthas we have. When we come to Krishna consciousness, everybody feels that I am almost pure devotee. A little bit, 5-10% humility is required. Some gratitude, okay, we will work a little bit, and more or less, 1.5 years will be almost there on platform of prema, pure devotee platform, So like that. But when you start practicing, we realize, अरे Mount Everest से भी बड़ा mountain है, lust का, pride का, anger का, greed का, envy का, and so on, like that. And then we practice sincerely, that mountain is crushed and pulverized and removed by the Lord. Then do we go back to Godhead immediately and we become a pure devotee? No. And we practice even further, and another layer of ignorance in our hearts is removed. And then we see that now, then we are able to see the bigger mountain of Anarthas, which was under that layer of ignorance. So the previous range was Shivalik, now it's Himachal range, much higher, like that. And then there will be Himadri range of mountains of Anarthas, much higher. This is the process of devotion. So never mind the poison, never mind the heat. One should go on churning. So they went on churning. Then slowly, different things came up. Different things, celestial things came up. Uh, so, so Mother Surabhi came up. The divine cow, Mother Surabhi. The Supreme Lord Vishnu gave Surabhi, cows to the Brahmanas. And there was a celestial horse which came up, Uchishrava. The Lord gave Uchishrava to Bali Maharaj. So, Airavat and 8 great elephants came up. The Lord gave these elephants to the Maharajendra. Gave them to Indra. And the Apsaras came. Lord gave them to the Maharajendra. Then Kaustuba and Padma Marga, these 2 manis came up one by one. And the Lord perceived the gate. The Lord said, okay, that's okay. The Lord wore it. Lord himself took Lord wore it. So Parijata came. I believe Parijata was given to the demigods. Parijata also came. And then it is explained that from this turning, then Mother Rama came. And Mother Rama was so attractive. And Mother Rama was so intelligent and such a heavenly, such a divine goddess, like such a divine goddess, Mother Rama came. And she came with a garland. She was searching for a suitable match to marry. She was looking around. So everybody was so much attracted to Mother Rama. Now all the demons thought she's a good match for me. And immediately they all love at first sight. We lust at first sight. Like that. So, and they were waiting. When will this lady look at us? So Mother Rama didn't look at any of them. She straight away looked at Lord Vishnu. She went to Lord Vishnu and she garlanded Lord Vishnu. And at that time, what happened is that everything else stopped. And the demigod started chanting Hare Krishna, started doing kirtans. And the demigod started doing all the arrangements. And the beautiful marriage ceremony of Lord Vishnu and Mother Rama was performed there. Like that. So this is a very nice lesson. So there was for a devotee, any undertaking the devotee is doing, and it's for the pleasure of the Lord. So here the demigods were churning. As soon as Mother Rama came, immediately they start making arrangements for the marriage of Lord Vishnu with Mother Rama. Not like that. So the pleasure of the Lord is to be kept in mind. And this went on for a long time. Bhagavatam gives a very beautiful description of this marriage. And after that, the churning again started. There was another lady who came. Her name was Varuni, and she was intoxicated. She was drunk, intoxicated, and she was offered to Bali Maharaj, the demons. Finally, the pot, the most wanted, the pot of Amrita, came out of the journey. And it was Lord Dhanvantari who came with this pot of Amrita. And so that finally this pot of Amrita came out. Lord Dhanvantari brought this. So this is another Vishnu incarnation. Lord came and Lord Dhanvantari to bring the pot of Amrita. As soon as the pot of Amrit came, the demons forgot everything else. All rules, regulations, sports, everything is fair in. So immediately some of them, they jumped up, they leaped, and they snatched the pot of Amrit from the Lord's Dhanvantari's hands. So we may say, oh, what is this? This is very unexpected. So the demons, they got the pot of Amrit. The demons became victorious. The demigod didn't retaliate it still, They thought, okay, a pot of Amrit is gone. What to do now? They were all chanting Hare Krishna. They said, okay, let's take shelter of Krishna. Whatever Lord Krishna said, we did, and and the Lord has said, whenever you have free time, chant Hare Krishna. So now it was free time for them, because the pot had gone out of their hand. They continued their chanting, like that. And the demon, there was big celebration. And yes, we made it. We made the demigods. Mitti mein mila diya. Something like that. Those kind of feelings. And but the celebration only lasted for a very short time. No, the celebration only lasted for a very short time. Why? Because the demons, they started fighting among themselves. So when there are demigods to fight, they fight with the demigods, and then nobody else to fight. They fight with them among themselves. Uh, and if they, so that is how the demons are. So they start fighting among themselves because now there is a big problem because the demons, they are fighting that I will take nectar first and I will take greater share of nectar. There is no consensus among them, so they are fighting. And there was a big commotion in the demon assembly, and there was a big fight which was going on. So here there was a big fighting which was going on. So some of the demons were shouting the slogan that whoever has might come in front of me and face me and combat me and take the nectar, and like that, some of them were canvassing. Some others were canvassing, no, everything should be equally shared. No, we should follow some ethics and principles. Everything should be equally distributed. This is Prabhupada calls this is honesty among thieves. The thieves say, no, let us have values and ethics. No cheating. So some of them were. So Prabhupada gives an explanation here. Srila Prabhupada said this is like different types of isms. People have different types of philosophies, and they are not. So the demons are shouting slogans on different types of philosophies. So the demons who are saying, might is right, and whoever has it in him can take it. Come, challenge, fight, and take it. They are like canvassing capitalism. Come take it. Is it not capitalism? Come hai to aa jao. The whole world's economy is for you. Is it not? So capitalism. And those demons are saying, let us share with everyone, equally and all that policy. They're talking about communism. So, but look at who is talking. Demons are talking. Some of them. So all these philosophies and isms are like this capitalism, communism, nothing else. Now all these philosophies and isms. So there was this great turmoil among the. So none of these isms are going to help us. What is going to help us is if we establish Krishna in the center. So Prabhupada said, okay, Prabhupada went to Russia. Prabhupada said, okay, and Prabhupada was talking to communists. Prabhupada said, okay, we follow spiritual communism. And okay, everything doesn't belong to a select few. Everything belongs to Krishna. Then only selflessness can come in. When we surrender to Krishna, the first thing which goes away is greed. And greed is the whole source of problem. And Prabhupada explains there is no dearth of facilities in material and Mother Nature has so many resources, the whole world population can be fed. So the problem is what? Greed. Prabhupada went to Geneva. Prabhupada saw thousands and thousands of acres of land. And what is being grown there? Tobacco. लोग मर जाएंगे क्या tobacco नहीं रहेगा? Do people need tobacco for survival or rice or wheat for survival? So Prabhupada saw thousands and thousands of acres of land only tobacco. Why greed? So the suffering of the people is because of greed. Therefore, when we establish no algorithms or no new isms are going to work out, only thing will work out is that if we make Krishna the center. Then one can act selflessly. And then all auspicious. But the demons, they didn't hear that. And therefore, there was no consensus among the demons. So therefore, we will see. So this is about Varnashrama. So whichever role one plays in the society, everyone thinks that my role is my service to humanity is service to God. Whether it is an advisory role of that of a Brahmana, or it is a protective role of a Kshatriya, or it is agricultural and business role of a Vaishya, or it is the mechanical role of a Shudra. Like in a body, can we say which is more important? The head is more important, or belly is more important, or arm is more important, or legs are more important? Can you say what is more important? In a body, which is more important? You know? So if you say something is less important, okay, cut it off. Isn't that enough? Right? Everything is important. So similarly, if everybody selflessly plays their role, their role is limited, but they are experiencing the service of so many. Ultimately, people stand to gain. Like say, for example, we are 15, 20 devotees here in our center. So we do cooking ourselves. Every devotee gets 1 or 2 cookings a week. 7 3 are 21. We have to do 2 cookings 2 times. That means 4 hours. And you get 19 times per week. It's just not good algorithm. Good algorithm. Like that. So we play our small role. We stand to benefit Allah. That is Varnashrama. That can only happen. Krishna is in the center. So the modern day society also we see people are running behind the money, lust, money, sensual carnal pleasures. Why? Because the whole world, this is only the propaganda. And to run after money, you have to be diplomatic. You have to win the race. You have to excel others. This is the kind of things that we taught. I remember I was at I was in secondary school, class 5, 6. So my father got posted to the other university, we were in Lucknow before. And so I would ask many of the colleagues, do you have, can you give me notes, because I came in the middle of the semester, and so people would say, no, I don't write, okay. And I forgot in the notes, I lost the notes. So we asked them, have you studied? They studied. And they said, no, I have not studied. Like that. They studied 2 times, speaking like that. Sometimes, so people would do. So why this is not traditionally? This is not. So people are taught, you have to be very smart. Don't help others, but extract help from others. These are the kind of things they're taught, and I was shocked to see all this. People would, so we find it. That sense. And so therefore, everybody is running after money, lust, sensual pleasure, because that is what is the whole propaganda, the air is like. That is why there is a great need for us to uphold the principles of Dharma and to demonstrate and preach the principles of Dharma. When people see the principles of Bhagavata, now if we are taught from childhood, if every movie, every school, moral science class teaches us to chant Hare Krishna, we would have become so advanced by now. I always feel so morose that in our school there was so much emphasis on English and all, and they said Shakespeare very good and all. And I remember in primary school, secondary, senior secondary school, I had memorized the full plays of Shakespeare. Whole Merchant of Venice I could speak like that. When I would write answers, my teacher would say, there is more of, because our teacher taught you should weave, like we quote verses, he said you quote Shakespeare's lines, that's called as weaving in between your English. In my answer, there would be more lines of Shakespeare than normal English, There was abundance, So my teacher said, calm down, there's too much, because the whole Act 1 to Act 5, Antonio Bosani, everything, I had memorized, Similarly, Hamlet, everything. Like that. Then I became a devotee. I was beating my head. I said, my whole 12 years of schooling has got wasted. When people would have taught me how to memorize Gita, Bhagavatam verses, that same time and intelligence, right? The time would have been nicely utilized. So there's need of right propaganda. That's the point. There's a need to teach the right things. The need to teach the right things. So now the demons they were having fighting at that point of time. The Lord came in the form of another incarnation, and this incarnation was an irresistible incarnation. When Krishna avatar comes, and some people have a choice. Some people say, "No, I don't surrender." Like that. But when Mohini avatar comes, nobody can say, "I don't surrender." An irresistible incarnation. The Lord came in a feminine form with such beauty. Immediately, the demons, when they saw, they became mad. They forgot their fight. They forgot their fight. Then Mohini Murthy came with her feminine glances and she was smiling. The demons were getting a heart attack. Seeing her, as if their hearts are getting pierced like that. And Mohini Murthy, Mother Mohini Murthy, she looked at all the demons with her smiling glance, sidelong glance. Tirshi nazar se, so everybody thought she loves me. Look, she's looked at me and smiled. She loves me. And every demon started thinking she loves me. And she loves me only, Me only. Immediately, what the demons did is that all the demons, they became very good boys. They stopped all their fighting and all that. Very good boys. They combed their hair and all that. Everything tipped off. And all of them went in front of Mother Mohini. And they said, "Oh, divine lady, you have come here. So nice that you have come here. You please take this pot of nectar and you divide." He said, each one of the demons being captivated by the sidelong glance and the smile of Mohini Murthy were convinced that she loves me and she will give the nectar to me, she will marry me. Each one of them was convinced. And therefore they were like good boys. So Mohini Murthy said, "Arey, haven't you read in the Bhagavatam that one should not believe, put faith in a single woman?" The mind of a single woman can be very dangerous. One should not put faith. Can be very duplicitous. One should not put faith. अब demons किधर भागवतम पढ़ते हैं, इसलिए तो demons है. Logical ना. अब भागवतम पढ़ लिया तो हरे कृष्णा करेंगे ना, demons करेंगे. So the demons said, no problem, no problem. But we have full faith in you. Nothing. You are out of the box. We have full faith in you. And Mother Mohini said, "Okay, you are putting full faith. Whatever I do, you have to follow." They said, "Yes." Nothing doing. Nobody should resist. They said, "Yes." She said, "Chew bhi nahi karega koi." They said, "Yes." Whatever, whomever you want, you feed. The nectar, whomever you want, you marry, whoever you want, feed the nectar. We are just sold out to you completely. And in front of their eyes, Mother Mohini started taking the nectar and feeding one demigod. One demigod. In between there was a demon, he thought he's too smart. So disguised as a demigod and started taking the nectar. Yeah. And immediately Sudarshan came from Mother Mohini's head. And his head was chopped. Yeah, that's for sure. So the demons, they could not, so they were so much bound by lust that they could not speak a word of retaliation. In front of their eyes, every drop of nectar was distributed to the demigods. So the demons thought that they are victorious. They have gained the upper edge. And they have made it, hey, Lord Vishnu, they in the mouth, Dhanvantri, they do this. They said, okay, we have been victorious, we have defeated even God. The God came in another form. So therefore, we see that that one who doesn't surrender to Krishna, surrenders to Maya Shakti of the Lord. The Maya Shakti of the Lord is so powerful and irresistible. Many times, when it comes to becoming a devotee of the Lord, many people, or even we have a lot of efforts. So नहीं इतना तेज नहीं जाऊंगा, एक राउंड बढ़ाऊंगा लेकिन धीरे-धीरे बढ़ाऊंगा, एक-एक करके बढ़ाऊंगा. So we have a lot of efforts, a lot of resistance, this that. But when Maya Shakti comes, no resistance. In the form of feminine beauty, when Maya Shakti comes, no resistance, everybody immediately becomes a pure surrendered soul to a woman. Becomes a dancing dog at the hands of a woman. The tunes of a woman. And this is the point. So therefore, we see that in that form, you see all in that way we see the person gets captivated. The history is a proof. So many rulers, with combat, they were not defeated. Then some ladies were introduced into their kingdom, and out of lust, and these ladies could very easily poison, or they would have the Vishakanyas. Vishakanya means the ladies from childhood, their body poison is breeded. So the moment this fellow will kiss and finished. The saliva touch finished. Immediate death. And like that, big rulers used to be killed. Yeah. And very, very powerful. Nobody could stand in front of them. The power is depleted to zero, going to lust. And this is what happens. That a person may win everything. Person may think that I am victorious and I have even gained victory over God. But out of lust, the person will diminish to dust and powder. Actually, that is why it is better to surrender to Krishna than to surrender to Maya Shakti. Surrender is compulsory. Surrender is compulsory. Either you have to surrender to Krishna or you will surrender to Maya Shakti. Because Maya Shakti is irresistible. Therefore, Lord Krishna says, one cannot overpower Maya. One can never say no to Maya. The only way to get rid of the shackles of Maya is Mahamevayat Prapadante Maya Mitantartite. Maya Mitam Tarantite. And that is why final lesson is that one's anchor should be in Krishna. Now one may see in this entire pastime, throughout the pastime, the demigods appeared to be weaklings. Hey, see, time pass, who had the power? Who was making it happen? Who grabbed it? The nectar. So every time, every set, was being won by the demons. But ultimately, who won? The demigods. So real heroism therefore lies in Samadhi. Real heroism doesn't lie in challenging the Lord. You challenge the Lord, in due course, one may seem to be victorious, but due course of time, they are reduced to dust and powder. And that is why the anchor of our heart, we should place the anchor of our heart and lives at Krishna's lotus feet. That means whatever we do, we revolve around Krishna's lotus feet. And in that way, by our deeds and activities and heart and life, we glorify Krishna. So there is a very beautiful verse in Sutra Ratna Vishkamas which says, Bhavantameva Anucharantam Prashanta Nishreyasam Manorathanta Karavavai Kuntha Nityakinkaram Praharshayami Sanatha Jeevitam. Sripad Yamunacharya is saying here, Bhavantameva Anucharan Nirantaram. Sripad Yamunacharya is telling that, okay, I was being battered and butchered by this material energy. I was like an orphan, being mistreated and exploited by everyone. Being kicked by these vega of the mind, manorathantara. But what a great fortune has come in my life that I have got the shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. And this very shelter has now made me sanat. I am no more an orphan to be exploited and butchered and battered by the wakes, by the vices and the force of the mind. Now I am sanat. I have a master, and I have the divine warm shelter and protection for eternity. That's what happens to a devotee of the Lord. And that is the purpose of the Vaishnava training workshop, that we stabilize and we rivet our anchor very strongly at the lotus feet of the Lord, so that no matter whatever provocations, no matter whatever ups and downs come, we don't leave circumambulating the Supreme Lord. We don't leave acting on the mission of the Lord. Let's stop here for today. Hare Krishna. I'm sorry, I exceeded time today. So I think we'll stop here. If you have questions, we can take it up individually. So we'll start with Prasad so that in time you can get some rest and you can prepare yourself for the issue. Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.